What's up, guys? It's Garrett.
What up? It's Jeff.
So today's video, what we're gonna talk about is when guys don't know game versus when they do know game, and how they perceive women and relationships and just the world in general. Do you want to start?
Okay. We'll start it off. So before I knew game, the social narrative. There's tons of videos on this, but it's a lot more ingrained than you think. It takes a lot of effort to rewire yourself. Like right now, 2 dates and my paradigm shift is changing dramatically. First one I got a kiss, second one I got the lay, and it's like, fuck, that was way too much success, right away, back to back. And I was like, fuck, I don't know how to handle this, because you need to give yourself time to adapt. You don't change your paradigm that fast. It takes years, months, if you're lucky, weeks with enough pain, but it takes time to rewire it. So my narrative that I'm still fighting is, finding the one. Oh, she's the one. We kissed. That means something. Not really. It means compliance, So she's not totally mine. She's never mine. And that's what I have to battle, because growing up, you believe that, if a girl gives you her pussy, if she gives you her time and love, she's yours. But now that we've all entered game, and now that we've experienced a degree of success, we realize that's not the case.
And I think the hardest paradigm that people get stuck in, it's usually majority. It's not that they're stuck in it, it's just we're born to believe that that's how it is, just from not social media, movies, and just how your parents raise you, find that one girl, find the one, and give her. My mom gave me this key when I was 16. It's this is the key to the woman you love, that's the key to your heart. And I was just okay, and now I'm just I need a lot of keys. I need a lot of keys to give to all these girls.
Maybe she was hinting at your dick, this is the key.
This is the key to your cock. Thanks, Mom.
I'm now a man.
No, but it's the hardest paradigm to break out of is this forever paradigm, and it's this feeling oh, I'm gonna get married and be with this girl forever, and you don't even think about when you think of those guys, those PUAs, the fucking players, you look at them in such a bad way, and you're just fuck those guys. They get so many girls, and it's just they just hate on them because they can't do it. When really, instinctually and evolutionarily, they want to be able to do that. We're here to procreate. That's why we're not here to be with one girl for the rest of our lives. And we get stuck in that paradigm of, I just got to find that one girl, lock her down, and I'm good. And then what happens, which you don't realize, is that's when people start cheating, and people say people are together for 20 years. Come on, realistically, you think that people for 20 years are going to be committed to each other? And it's my grandparents have been together for 50 plus years. My parents have been dating for 18 plus years, and I still heard instances of cheating going on then. I still had instances of, I think I know more relationships where cheating occurred than relationships where it didn't.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So it's knowing that we can't beat our biology, we can't beat evolution. So this is what put me in this, okay, I'm not good with girls. I can't even get the one girl that I want to be with forever. And it's that's the goal I wanted. And then as you get good at this shit, you start getting tons of girls, and you realize, wow, there really is no forever. There is no, if you're in that paradigm, there is a forever, because that's what you choose to believe, but it's because you haven't experienced
the other side.
Yeah, the other side yet. And once you get to that side, you're going from the forever paradigm to the abundance paradigm, and you're able to just meet tons of girls, and you're fuck, I don't even want to settle for one. And that's the paradigm I'm in. And there's girls where I want to date for longer periods of time, but I'm not saying this is gonna last. I'm just we're gonna have our fun, and if it ends, it ends. Then you move on, and then you go do the whole process over again.
Yep, you find a new girl, do that thing again. Oh, it ended. Hey, it was a nice girl. Find the next girl, blah 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 blah. And that's just hard to partake on unless you're having that experience. And I think I'm getting an epiphany as I'm doing this video right now. I got into pickup to get the girlfriend. where lo and behold, you develop a skill set to get more girls in your life. So your paradigm changes, over time. And that's why you got to grind through the journey, for the lows and the highs, because you have to be there. In order to get that real high, you have to experience that low after it and before it. So, where was I going with that? Yeah, eventually, you don't know if you believe in the forever thing until you're in a situation where you're very convinced that this girl could be yours. She could be the end of the journey. She could be the one, the wife, your mother of children. Yeah. Or she could always be the mother of your children. I mean, if you smash without a condom. But from a traditional point of view, it depends on who you are. We don't know who's viewing this. You could be either the guy who had it lucky. You believe that just go with the flow. Women are women. They're beautiful creatures. But you don't believe in monogamy. Maybe because you saw the contrary to that, and that's cool too. And then maybe on the other side, you believed in the society's narrative, which is find a girl, marry the girl, have kids with the girl. You're good. Don't believe in divorce. It's nothing you can't work out.
It's like you won't believe the paradigm until you've experienced it. So it's like it's like if I was in the forever paradigm, the social narrative, how society wants us to live, I would see cheating couples and I would just like, oh, they're just the rare few. They're the few that are bad people. But now that I'm in the narrative of abundance and that we're not monogamous, or the paradigm that we're not monogamous, I'm seeing all these couples where you'd think they're the perfect couples and they're cheating, and it's like, holy shit, this is more common than you actually think. And it's like, that's why divorce rates are 50%. It's 50-50 chance. And like, it's gonna save you a lot of heartache in the long run if you are to learn game and all this stuff, because like I have friends who don't know game. They have no game whatsoever. They've like openly admitted, like, I'll go to a party and be like, dude, go talk to those girls, like have fun, and then he'll just be like sitting in the corner with a bunch of other dudes, and I'm like, and he's like no, like I don't know what to say, and I'm like, dude, it's cool, like just go up and say hi and like take him to the dance floor, and then he's like dude, I have no game, and then like he said it just like sad, and I was like fuck, and then in my head I'm like come with me. He's like, no, it's okay. I'm like, all right. And it's like, you could tell that guy wants to be able to do what I can do, but he doesn't believe he can because he's stuck in like that paradigm that he's not good enough, that he'll never be able to be good at game. When it's like, dude, I was probably worse than him when I first started this shit. And it's you can get better, but it's just sad to see people like that and they don't want to do anything about it. And in the long run, he'll probably get a girl and he'll probably make her his girlfriend, marry her, and then down the road some shit could happen, someone starts cheating, and then gets a divorce, and he's just gonna be destroyed, like totally destroyed. And it's like, because I'm understand about how women are and how guys are and how the whole dynamics between relationships and human beings are, it's like I'm saving myself that heartache because it's like I already know what's gonna happen. Like, I already know that if I were to get married, there's a pretty high chance it's not going to work out. Probably mostly because me, but like, and not so much her, but like, it's just not, it's going to save you a lot of heartache in the long run.
Yeah. And, I'm only 25, Garrett's only 23. So, this is where we're at in the journey. This is where our experiences have brought us to this moment, to what we're thinking. What is August 2017? For the most part, we're not bashing. Well, maybe he's bashing marriage, but
I'm not like
it's a choice.
Yeah.
If you're gonna make that choice, be aware of why you're making that choice. If you're gonna be exclusive to that girl, you better have a compelling reason why. Like as a POA, right? So you meet the girl. Let's say you're meeting a bunch of girls that are attracted to you. You make things happen. You sleep with a few. You keep contacting. You really get to know them, soul to soul, and you make a choice. You're like, you know what? This is the one that tickles my bones. She, tickles my fancy.
Tickles my boner.
Yeah, she'll give me head when I'm taking a shit. I'm just kidding. So you do it because it's a choice, not because you have to. And that's why it's advocated that you get more girls. For me, I don't always do that. So sometimes I get trapped in the narrative again. I'm like, oh wow, we kissed. Do I have any other dates lined up? Not really. Because, her. She's the one. We kissed. We are gonna make beautiful babies. And then you find out, well, that's not her narrative. Her narrative is, oh shit, I got dates lined up. I got all these guys pining for my attention. My inbox is filled up. My text box is filled up. Maybe her pussy's getting filled up too. Hey.
And you're just sitting there behind your phone like, oh my god, I fucking love this girl, and she's out with like 5 other dudes just getting railed.
Exactly. And then, luckily, few days later, I got laid by a different girl. But lo and behold, it's the same story. She's got guys lined up, and it's like, I'm very thankful that I do know pickup, or that I have access to resources to get me through this. Because I know what would happen if I didn't have the community or if I didn't know it. I'd be listening to that old narrative. I'd probably be venting to my girlfriends, my homegirls, like, oh my god, she was the one. Why did she? Oh my god, I saw a future with her. It's like, you're supposed to get married. Like, it's just such a slut. That's gotta be it. She's a slut, a dirty slut that wants cock. And that's kind of dirty talk. So that's my old narrative. That's what I got brought up with. And you have to beat that. You have to change that and understand she's in her prime. She's sexually active. And the good thing is, you have to go through so many experiences with girls and understand that it's a good thing that she's like that. You want to be thankful that she's not clingy. You want to be thankful that she's sexually open. Because guess what? She gets to do that to you. What if the girl that I got, sprung on, what if she wasn't into kissing on the first date? That would have sucked for me. Like, shit. So I should be glad that she's bettering herself, She's experiencing new things. And oddly enough, because I was on my journey, that helped me intertwine with her, and we got to have that moment. And if I keep doing that, maybe we'll have another moment, and another moment, and another moment. But it's not something I have to put all my eggs in the basket for, because there's too many women out there, and you just have to grind and meet them all, and then make a choice. Because at the end of it, do what makes you happy, but just do it because it wasn't your only choice. You did it from abundance. So yeah. Oh yeah, that awkward transition. Very passionate.
I kind of want to start, I want to talk about this thing I experienced yesterday. I was like looking at old group texts on like this app I had, and this was back from like 2012, so I was 18 at the time.
Oh shit.
With like 2 of my best bros, and this is before I knew games. This is before I didn't know anything about girls, and I just remember me and my friend were having a back and forth argument, and I've gotten more girls than him, but there's something like I noticed a pattern in the way I was texting was like always like, I need this girl, like. And then me and my friend would argue about a girl and be like, oh yeah, like this girl wanted me more than your girl wanted you and shit like that. And I'd be like, I would say shit like, dude, you don't know how women work. Like, you got to treat them nice and all this stuff. You have to, I was like, you have to compliment them and all this stuff. He's like, and then my friend said, remember, this is like a fat kid, kind of like chubby, and he gets uglier girls than I get. And he says, he's like, I'm like, you don't even know. He's like, Garrett, you don't even know how to hang out, or like, you can't even get a girl to hang out with you. I'm like, dude, you can't even get your girl to hang out with you. And then he was like, yeah, because I'm busy and she's busy, and I'll only message her when I'm free, and that's when she's busy, and then she'll hit me up to hang out, but I'm busy, so I say I can't. And I'm like, dude, you gotta make time for girls. I was like, you gotta make time to girls to show you're interested in them. And then he's like, you just show you're interested in them in person. And then I was like, now looking about how I was texting, I was like, dude, I didn't know shit about girls. My friend who got uglier girls than I did knew way more about girls. He was like totally a natural, and that's why he never felt the urge to get into game. Like, even though he was this chubby kid, like, got ugly girls, he naturally knew how women worked, whereas I didn't. I was thinking you just gotta treat them nice, and that just shows how far deep I was in the social narrative, how far deep I thought, like, fucking rom-coms, how true I thought they were. That you just gotta show interest in a girl, like, make time for her, take out parts of your life to make time for the girl, when it's like, fuck, like, that draws a girl away because she sees you're just like this needy little bitch. So I was just like, okay, there's something going on wrong here. Like, I need to learn game. And then I found game, and now my game is like skyrocketed more than those guys, and I've probably fucked more girls than them. And it's like, now I see everything. Now it's like, it's almost like being in, like, was it The Matrix?
Yeah, you see
It's like you fucking see
the real
everything.
shit.
Like I'll fucking walk into a room and I just understand the social dynamics going on where no one else sees it. And then I'll see those guys who I was like being like texting girls, being like, oh, you're so beautiful. Like you were saying earlier, like, oh, you're so beautiful. Like, we should hang out and all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's not the way to go about it. Like, you got to be a dick if you want to get the girl kind of. You got to have the confidence about yourself that you don't need anything. And once you don't need anything, that's when girls are attracted to you. So this video isn't so much about telling you your paradigm is wrong, because every paradigm is right if you have a good enough argument. But what I'm saying is, if this is something you've struggled with, if you don't believe, or if you have like a lot of heartache just with women in general, like,
we're like mirroring each other.
Oh. But it's like, if you've struggled like we have with women in the past, and you want to learn more, you want to know how to fucking just fuck bitches, dude. Like, how to have a whole fucking rack of bitches to just, like, you're never feeling like, that's not true. I was going to say lonely, but I'm like, no, even when you get to this paradigm, you'll have like 5 girls that are potential options and they won't want to hang out with you. And you're just like, fuck. But then there's like the guy stuck in the social narrative where he's just like, he hasn't talked to a girl in like 3 months, but he's feeling like decent. And you're just like, oh shit, like, things could be worse. I could be like that guy, you know?
Exactly.
So, yeah, I'm not talking shit on the social narrative, but I think there's certain people who enjoy it and they find comfort in it. And then I think there's people who want to do more but don't realize it. And this is the way to do it.
Exactly. What you mean by don't realize it is very, very true. Because like I was saying earlier, are you choosing that paradigm because it's all you know, or because you enjoy it? You know, I wouldn't put it past myself if I'm getting a bunch of girls. It's like, oh, I wish I just had some pair bonding and some companionship. You know, I can totally imagine myself going back to the old paradigm. I would totally imagine myself doing that. But not because I have to, not because it's all I know, but because I made a choice. You know, I made the choice to do the new paradigm because I finally have options. I totally don't like this old one where I have to treat them super nice, you know, let them step all over me, show them all the interest and not be a challenge. So, again, there's always paradoxes, right? You do have to show interest, but, you know, we're talking about the extreme case where, oh my God, I love you at first sight. That's going to kill a lot of things. And not because it's wrong to love, but because your competition is doing that. What you think you're doing is original, you got 10,000 other guys doing it. And that's why being in pickup helps you stick out. It's the seasoning that not the majority can produce, you know? So make your paradigm decisions by choice. Who knows where you are? Maybe you're slaying it. Maybe you want to think about, you know, keeping a few girls around instead of having a new girl every night. Not for me to tell you, just a reminder, hey, life is short. You don't have to live by the pickup rule where we always say, go out, be abundant, you know? If you feel like the old paradigm is where you belong, then that's where you belong. Because we know you went through the journey. We know you've gotten over 100 lays. We know that you're not doing this because you're lonely. You're doing this because you just want more out of life, you know?
And also, you're gonna feel like pressure by everyone to want to stick to, like, that social narrative. You're gonna feel pressure by, like, your family members to be like, "Oh, get married so you can have kids and we can be grandparents." Or your friends will be like, "Dude, you're still not married yet, man. You must be really like fucking lonely." And it's like, don't fall into that pressure. Do what you want to do at whatever age you want, because that's the choice that you want to have, if that makes sense. Like, for me, I don't think I could handle a relationship right now because it's taking away from stuff I really care about and work I want to work on. But maybe down the road, when I'm more like stable, I guess, like to where I have my own house, I'm whatever my business plans are, I'm squared away with that. I have everything I want, and I meet a really cool girl where it's like one in the 7.6 billion on this world, but one in like 100 girls or something in that area who's super chill, and I just want to keep seeing her only. And I've had all these experiences with other girls, and they don't even compare to this girl. It's like, yeah, then I'll probably want to make her my girlfriend. Or even one day, like, if I'm, say, like 50, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know if I want to be in the game anymore, then you could get married. Like, you need to understand, as a guy, we could fucking get married and have kids way into our 60s. I mean, I don't want to wait that long probably, but, like, I think there's going to come a point where I'm going to switch back to, like, marriage. Like, this is the one girl I want. But as of right now, that's not my paradigm. I'm at an age where it's not beneficial to me or what I want to do. So do what you want to do because you want to do it, and not because other people are pressuring you.
Mm-hmm. And dealing with pressure is hard. Right now, our generation, it's okay to have a kid. To be honest, that's weird for me. I'm like, wait, what? I was brought up that you got to be financially stable to have a kid. You should be married, or it's like it should be on purpose. Having an accidental baby should be like an anomaly situation. But right now, truth be told, I don't know. Maybe some couple are just like, oh my god, we're pregnant now, and then on social media they'll be happy about it. But for the most part, it's changing. You can't really judge a single mom. You can't really judge, these people who are not married and have kids. It's becoming a normal thing. And again, more paradigm. Hey, if you really don't want to get married to have a kid, go ahead, have a kid. Just make sure it's by choice. And if it's not by choice and it's an accidental baby, then fine. You'll make the choice to love and nurture that baby, So there's a lot of things changing, especially with dating. It's like, especially with Snapchat and all this social media, options are just right there for the girl. She just has to open her phone and then open her Snapchat, Instagram, maybe even Facebook. So times have changed, and that's kind of the theme of it. You have to change with the time, because you're changing yourself. You want different things. You want this thing today, you'll want something else tomorrow. So with each change, you just have to readjust. Sometimes it means going back to the previous. Sometimes it means going back to something new or going to something new. And it's just be aware of where you're constantly at so you can make the right change for you.
I think we'll wrap on, like, as I was saying earlier about doing what you want, like, not even in the context of game, but by finding out what your purpose is and what you want to do with your life, and you're not going by what other people tell you to do, you're not living by that social narrative, like, this all will tie in to, like, with women also. So it's like, if you want to live your life just flat out, like, you think game is for you, you think you want to be a P-way the rest of your life, fucking do that. If you see yourself creating like a business for you and you want to do that, you could do that. And then find what you want with women to be in that lifestyle with you. So it's like, a lot of people they're still going to want to get married at like 30, 20, 29, 30, or have kids at that time. And it's like, yeah, find what works for you. If you want to fucking go on a 5-year rampage of just fucking chicks and then hopefully finding the one, marry her at that time, that's cool. If you want to be the guy who's like 60 like has a successful business and then you're pulling fucking hot 20-year-olds. So bad. That might be me. I don't know. But
Could be, man.
Like-
Could be. 6-year-olds on Snapchat going, ooh, my back. Oh, my back.
But start with what you want out of life and then cater game around that if you want to get into it. So it's like you're not just going out without a goal, you know? It's like when I go out, I know where I stand with girls, and that's just to have as many fun experiences as possible and meet a ton of cool girls, not expecting anyone to be with me for the long term. But if it happens, that's cool. Then I'll have to see if I can fit that, or I'll hope that when that happens, I'm at a point where it's like I'm accepting of that girl, you know? But until then, I have a goal in mind that I'm trying to achieve, and then I work game into that. So I don't let these girls come into my life and be like, oh fuck, now I gotta change my whole life for this girl, you know? It's like I'm going about my life, doing what I want to, and if I meet a cool girl that wants to tag along, like, yeah, join the party.
Hey, she has to come along. And that's gonna be the main benefit from being in pickup, as you already know. So again, we're not trying to judge the other guys, right, who don't know pickup. It's not always their fault.
We're just trying to convince them to get into the game.
Exactly. And the most important thing is just being aware of what's going on. Maybe you don't have to be a POA. You just have to understand, well, what I'm doing is not working right now. Maybe I should try something else. You don't have to be a POA. You don't have to live by that standards of your pickup community. So we're all coming in with different goals, right? You don't have to cater to, the pressure. Do what you need. You come into the community, have a goal. If that's what you want, do what it takes, all right? A person who's trying to settle down should not necessarily be getting inspiration from someone who's getting one-night stands and going ghost, Different technique for different people. So
they should listen to the guy who's been with his high school girlfriend for 30 years.
I know. How's that even possible? You must make a lot of money and the best genetics ever.
We'll wrap on that?
I think we'll wrap on that.
Yep. All right. Peace out, guys.